Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Play .hackgu Volume 3 Postgame. This is some type of artist, and last time we just kinda did the Forest of Pain. It was a long video of just rambling on and on about who knows what and that. Just a basic dungeon crawl and talk kind of video, and I think this one's gonna be kinda similar to that. I don't know, we're just gonna keep exploring, and then I think I had made a mistake at the start of, the video last time. We weren't finishing up the Lost Weapon bosses last time, but we are going to be doing that this time. And then I think we also finally meet up with Tabby. Remember Tabby? She was supposed to meet us at the Forest of Pain, and then she was, you know, whatever. Oh, also, I don't think I mentioned it, or if I have, I'm sure it was at some obscure part of the Let's Play, but, so for most of the Let's Play, I had been kind of content with having my party members on free will, except for Adelaide, who I always had to heal. Because when I had, in the beginning of the game, when I was playing through, I noticed that Rage had kind of burnt through characters' SP pretty quickly. And it still does, and, you know, if at the beginning of the game, though, you're kind of limited on funds and, you know, healing items, so I kept that to a minimum and just kept it there. Now, you know, when I was leveling up just to get to a decent level to start the Forest of Pain, I noticed, actually, that putting other characters on Rage, they'll be having their, they'll be using their skills more and more often. That also means their skill level is going up faster, too. And it's something I'm kind of regretting not doing sooner. Because some of these characters that join your party, they don't have all of their skills yet, so I put them on Rage just so they can get that skill level up higher. And, you know, it also makes battles a little more interesting because, you know, they're doing more than just, like, swinging their sword. They are, like, actively using their skills more, and battles get a little more exciting, too. So that's something to keep in mind, you know, even early on in the games, once you can start accumulating good, SP healing items, you might want to consider putting some people on Rage. Now granted, keep in mind though, make sure you're also comfortable in the battle yourself, because you may also rely on other characters, you know, using healing items or spells to take care of any healing outside of each other. Because that's part of free will too, you know, when characters are getting low on HP and SP, if they're on free will, other characters are going to heal too. You know, free will is just basically adapts to the situation, so it's like generally a good thing to usually have, but, you know, if you do want your characters to raise their skill levels some more, definitely consider putting them on Rage if you're comfortable with the, you know, the monsters and everything. These enemies here, these truffles, they kind of remind me of, what are they? I gotta look at them again. They kind of remind me of a type of grunty food from the first series. You know, even looking at those chicky dadas, they kind of remind me of, like the eggs you get inside the dungeons for grunty food. Yeah, they kind of look like Twilight onions a little bit. Huh. I never noticed that before. I wonder if that was intentional or if it's just kind of like a coincidence. They don't look like the mushrooms, I'm sure of that, even though they technically are like mushrooms. Well, I guess they're truffles, for that matter, but I don't know. I think Truffle is the name of the guild that Sakubo belongs to. If you go on the status screen for your people, you'll see what guilds they belong to, and most of them make sense, except Sakubo is part of a guild called Truffle, and they are a guild shop, I believe, that you can see in town, but they don't have anything to do with the actual game. I'm gonna actually look up some info about them right now because, you know, super professional. Oh, no, it's not coming up. It's just going with monsters. Here, how about Sakubo Guild? Or how about just Zelkova? Because I'm sure it'll list the guild. For Zelkova as well. Oh, it's Trifle. That's what they are. Trifle is a rumor maniac radio fan guild and are responsible for spreading rumors like the NPC shops are using the money they get to build a gigantic death ray, or Shino is the terror of Death's girlfriend. What? Their guild shop specializes in magic and accessories, and their members are mainly eccentric young girls. Their guild seems to be based on television infomercials, and they frequently advertise the bizarre items they hear about to people in the World R2. Trifle's members boast about their skills for tracking down players, and they maintain a large database filled with the names of PCs within the world. They are also responsible for creating the rare accessory One-Line Reference, which is supposedly based on a more powerful item kept hidden by Trifle. Notable members are Ninjato, the guild master, Sakubo, Sayake, Hanako, which I recognize as a forum user, and Bolts. But that's it. So, wait, what is this based off of? I'm on the wiki right now. Who's Ninjato sounds familiar too. Ninjato is a twin blade, played by the same person who played Nasia in R1, obsessed with Shrine Maidens, a CC Corp employee, though he denies knowing Puros III. Maybe if I had talked to people more often in the actual game, some of this could have come up. That was like a thought that had crossed my mind too in the previous episode. Where I was saying, when did it ever say that Yada broke his knee in middle school? That may as well. That could possibly have been a something that was revealed during an email exchange with Yada. Like if I had given him like maybe the hobbies postcard, and he could have said, "I used to play soccer, but you know, whatever." You know, that's another thing that frustrates me with GU, because it's like, I don't know, all of that, like, potential lore and everything is kind of locked behind, like, a limited amount of, postcards. I don't know if you can get multiple postcards. I don't think you can, because you get them just for, like, prizes in the Ryu books. I don't think you get them for, I mean, I don't think you can buy them, I don't think you can find them, I don't know, maybe there's some third area keyword that reveals more, but like in the first series, your friendship level determined your email chains. So when you got your friendship level with another person up high enough, then you know, they would email you, and depending on your response, the email would either conclude or continue on. But there wasn't any kind of like hidden like thing like that. In GU, no one will ever really email you like just miscellaneous info about themselves, you know? It's gonna just be you having to start the conversation with the postcards. So that stinks. It would have been nice if you could just get more postcards in a different way, or even just, you know, if they were gonna do it that way where you had to have to like initiate a conversation with somebody else, they could have had it where it's like, if your friendship with a person is at a certain point, then you just have that option to email them back, you know? I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like torn between if I prefer the emails in, like, or the email layout, I should say, in the first series or GU. Because I do think it looks really nice and cleaned up in this one too, and I like how your, like, artwork is, the character's portrait is a little more prominent in the beginning, but I think I like the text better in the original series. It's just the actual email is kind of small because it doesn't take up like the full screen like it does in this one. It's kind of like a window. But then again, I also kind of like that aspect of it too, because it feels more like you're on a desktop. The forums, I think, are better in GU, although I like the forum music a lot more in the original series. The forums are just directly on There isn't like an official forum and then like the community forum like in this game. There's just like the forum that's on the world's title screen. So I guess you can just say I like the world's title screen better than the World R2's title screen music. But this is an interesting monster. We haven't really fought anything quite like this before. You know, I couldn't tell you if these bosses were unique to the Forest of Pain or not. The last one was that tree monster that we fought before, so I'm assuming not. I'm assuming these are just other monsters you can, you know, fight normally in areas if you went to them randomly. Same thing for the other monsters, because don't forget, we did finish the game around level 130. You can still go to random areas to get to, like, all the way up to level 150. Level 150 was always like a weird number to like cap your party members out at. Like, I don't know. It's just, is it just me? It just feels like a weird number to go to. Like anything that's not 100 just kind of feels weird. Well, I guess I should rephrase that. It's got to be like something that feels more like a maximum number. Like, I know RPGs can either usually go to like 99 or 100. There are some that can go beyond that. Like Star Ocean Till the End of Time, for instance. You can go to level 255, I believe, in that game. That's kind of a weird number too, but at the same time, I know the number 255 is like, I forget. I know it's like a relevant maximum kind of number. Like, I know a lot of your stats in Final Fantasy games can only get maxed out to 255 for whatever reason. I remember looking this up a long time ago, and I don't know, I don't really feel like looking it up now. But, and I know in all the NIS games you can level up to level 9,999, and, you know, that's a lot, but, you know, the all nines thing, that kind of makes sense at the end. But 150 just kind of seems like, I don't know, just kind of weird. Like, I always, like, remember how, like, unusual it felt to hear that Haseo was level 133 in, when he lost his, Terror of Death form way back at the beginning of the game. You know, come to think of it, it is really, really weird that level 133 Haseo was, you know, that's how strong we were back then. Because it's like, we didn't even defeat Kubia at level 133. Like, he barely had any more to go. Like, you barely had any more to go to just defeat the, like, complete the game. Or max your level. Words, man. To max out your level anyway. It's just, it's so weird. But I guess we're done with Forest of Pain right now. Let's see. We're going to go to, the Lost Ground and do some weapons, I guess. Why did I bring Zelkova with me? Oh, we must... Oh, we probably don't have enough to do Pai's weapon, so I guess we're going to take care of Kun while we're here. Or not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Maybe I realized, why did I bring Zelkova with me, and I'm going to go get Pai. I guess we'll find out in just a second. The transition's about to come up. Yeah, there we go. You know, it's so weird, because that terminal disk, I think the last file on it was, like, dedicating it to his little sister, because he knew she was, like, a chosen one, and it's like, our parents were, whatever, we're farther apart in age, whatever, but I leave this special epitaph user to you, and everything like that, and it's like, it's supposed to be sentimental and everything, but it's like, this epitaph user that was created for her is just, like, this stripper, more or less. I'm sorry, I can't... Oh, wow. You got a lot more fire scores between videos, or between screens. I don't know. Maybe it was originally between videos. Maybe I took Kun and Pai through the Forest of Pain, because if the next thing is supposed to be Tabby, then I think we have many floors to go still. That's probably what I did. Yeah, so, like, it's weird that he's leaving, like, this highly sexualized character for his little sister. It's just, I don't know. It's super weird. But, did I fast forward this? I didn't fast forward this. I guess I figured it was, a new video. Or maybe since we're at a higher level, the battle just goes by really fast, so Yeah, look how fast we're taking this thing out. So that's like another weird thing, because at the end in Volume 2, when you had to fight the boss, I already forget how it worked. You needed Adler's keys to unlock them, but then didn't you have to fight the boss too or did you use the Adler's keys to unlock the boss that unlocked the weapon? I think that was it. But I know the recommended level increase with each epitaph user, but all the bosses here for the lost weapons, they're all recommended at level 135, so we're above that now, and look how easily we took that out. So let's see what Pi's status is. I think it's paralysis. Yeah, add paralysis to regular attacks and increase chance of critical hits by 50%. So that's pretty cool if you like using Pi. You know, it's so weird because like both tribal grapplers that you can get in your party in this game, they're both highly sexualized women. So that's an interesting fact. I do like Tabby more, I guess, because I don't know. Tabby's pretty annoying too, if I'm gonna be honest. I felt like she was a pretty annoying character in Dot Hack Roots. She was extremely clingy and overhyper and everything like that. But I guess around after Shino had fallen into a coma, she started getting like a lot of character development that I was surprised about, and I ended up liking her a lot more. Like she was honestly, she seemed to be more of the main character than Haseo at some points after Shino went into the coma. Because a large part of it was, like, you know, Tabby was also really interested in the guild as, like, this kind of, like, I guess, like, mock family or pseudo-family. Kind of like how Haseo, like, views Ovan as a father figure or whatever. I don't know. This is all just conjecture on my part. I don't know if it's, like, an official, like, reasoning for them, but Tabby, you know, the other party member that was part of, their group, Saki Saka, he was, like, her mentor, and he left. And then, hold on, let's see what Kun has. Increased chance for critical hits by 50%, and increased his arts damage by 75%. So, Kun's skills almost get doubled, and then there's a chance, like, half a chance that that'll be a critical hit on top of that. So that's not bad for him, either. I mean, all of the skills are great on them. It makes you, like, not even want to use the other characters looking at them, but quite frankly, I'm just kind of put off by like half the epitaph users, so I'll still prefer the other normal players instead. But yeah, then Haseo started withdrawing and acting like a jerk and was like so mean and everything, and like you could just see like Tabby like trying to like hold on and make things better until she just realizes she can and she has to go do her own thing. So after you finish all of the lost weapon bosses, and I guess this is an incentive to do them because honestly, you might have been wondering what's the point of doing this? You know, why do everybody like they're? But afterwards, Zelkova will tell you that you can trade in your extra virus cores for other items, and these extra items are actually pretty cool if you want to like max some stats out, I guess. All of those books that we get for completing quests and things, like that increase your HP and your SP and your other stats, you can trade virus cores in for those, and that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I just don't feel like there's much of a point to it. Like, I don't want to make, like, okay, like, so some RPGs, like, and I hate using the same ones over and over, because it feels like, geez, some type of artist. If you only ever played, like, 5 RPGs in your entire life, or you're spending all your time playing Sonic Adventure 2 and masturbating to Shadow. And it's like, but for the sake of argument, like, in Star Ocean Until the End of Time, like, the post-game stuff there, you really had to, like, go out of your way and, like, customize some great equipment and really max out your stats to even have a chance at your last boss. You gotta do the same thing for a lot of the Final Fantasy extra bosses and everything like that, too. You really gotta be at your peak of the game for some RPGs and go out of your way, and, like, for, like, this kind of thing would be cool in like a game like that, and it's cool here too, but like you don't need any of this stuff to do the super boss. You've just got to be at level 150 and you're pretty much good. I mean, it helps, don't get me wrong, but like... And I don't want to complain about it either, because it's like, well, what's the alternative? Make .hack GUs and its post-game even more repetitive by making you grind for virus cores? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't exactly want to do that either. So, I don't know. I guess it's just another thing that I wish was utilized a little better in GU, but utilizing it a little better probably would have been taking a step backwards, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if this was a feature like early in the game, it would have been better. Like, if... I don't know. I don't want to say as early as, you know, Volume 1, but... maybe. Maybe at the start of Volume 3 when you start collecting virus cores, like if you had an option to either trade them in or power up the lost weapons. Because, I mean, I don't know, the lost weapons probably aren't like a huge priority for everybody, because I doubt everybody's using every single character. Well, maybe, but anyway, so we finally found Tabby. We're at floor 50 here, by the way. I just wanted to make that obvious. But, make that obvious. Sorry. Words aren't doing well to me today.
Tabby.
I was probably gonna say something, like, obvious about Tabby, but...
Tabby?
I guess I'll just let the scene play out for itself. Yeah, Tabby's got this extremely tight, short top up with her massive boobs just like leaking out.
She said she'd be, and now she's lying here fast asleep in the middle of a place like this.
Are you gonna kick her, Haseo? Because she's a cat, and you think she's a lucky animal. And she looks at his cock and wonders, what did I do last night? No, I'm kidding. Seriously, she just like leapt into his arms and like wrapped her, like clenched him. Like, I'm almost surprised her legs didn't just wrap around him too. And if you bring Shino with you, then my dog will start barking. Hold on. Let me take care of this.
Tabby?
Sorry about that. That was just the UPS guy across the street. But if you bring Shino with you, I think there's going to be an extra scene here. I'm not sure what happens if Shino's not here. Maybe she just walks up randomly.
So much. It feels like we're back in the Twilight Brigade, waiting for our next adventure. If only Ovan and Teacher were here.
Yeah, Sakisaka is the teacher she's referring to. He's the guy on the far right there. You've seen his character model a ton of times in town, probably.
Ovan is...
I know. Shino sent me an email about it. Ovan never talked to anyone about how he felt. He just carried everything inside of himself. Although, I'm not sure I would have been able to help, even if he had talked to me.
Yeah, she's a lot less hyper here in the games than she is in the anime.
Instead, he just disappeared. Maybe that's why... Huh? Because he had you and Haseo around to shield him, Ovan could concentrate on keeping a very low profile. Shino. It's all well and good, but that still doesn't make me feel very happy. I feel so left out. You know, I stopped playing the world so I could study to be a nurse, remember? I guess I got into it for Shino at first, but it seems like it really suits me.
Oh yeah, she wanted to study being a nurse so she can help Shino's coma, and I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. I don't know why they just focus on her tits like this.
This is the last day.
Like, even without me zooming in on it, it's like they like have her head cut off at the top of the screen and just have her like wavering tits just like right in front of you with her navel and her jewel in it.
Well, I'm logging off.
You're going already?
I have a test the day after tomorrow. What can I do? I'm happy that I got to meet the two of you.
Hey, Tabby.
Yeah?
Oh, well... becoming a nurse is, pretty hard, right? Are you sure you can keep up? With the studies and all?
You fucking hate Haseo here. It sounds like he's like trying to discourage her from from being a nurse so she can play video games with him instead.
Well, Haseo, it looks like you're perplexed at your thoughtfulness. And surprised that it feels nice at the same time. Am I right?
So that whole... I don't even want to say line, even though it is just like one line, but like... that whole, you're perplexed at this and surprised at that thing is supposed to be the Saki Saka catchphrase, which to me doesn't make sense because a catchphrase is supposed to be short and simple. That's a very long sentence.
She really found something she wants to do.
And I don't know, Tabby just started calling it that, like after Saki Saka said something like that once, or maybe twice. I don't know. It felt like a very forced recurring thing. And I love how Kaede just kind of like walked back in like after all that. It's like, hey guys, there you are. I lost you for a minute in the hallway. But that was Tabby. I don't know why we had to come to floor 50 for that. It really kind of ticks me off because at floor 50 you can't warp here anymore. So I don't know how it was meant to be done, but for the purpose of this Let's Play, it kind of like kicks me in the butt a little bit because it's like I've shown off all the other characters I want to show off right now. We've taken a look at, you know, all the optional characters that you unlocked at the end of the game, all the secret characters, you know, the characters that didn't show up very often in the main story. And now we have one last one, Tabby, and it's like, I have my final party ready now, and we are going to the end of the dungeon with them. I'm not playing around with the party anymore. So, there is going to be an awkward segment in one of the next two videos where I take Tabby to a field and we can kind of watch her in action a little bit there. She, I'm not exactly sure if she has a unique moveset, but it kind of feels like she does. And I don't mean arts, I mean she has the same arts that Pi has, but her, I feel like her, like, basic attacks look a little bit different. She has these, like, giant cat paws on, too, that look pretty cool. So we do get to see Tabby in a little bit, but it really sucks because from what Haseo was saying, it sounds like we were originally supposed to meet her at the beginning of the dungeon, and it's like, that would have been nice, because it's like, again, just another optional character so late into everything that you just kind of have to ask why. I mean, fans of Dot Hack Roots and fans of Tabby will probably love it. I mean, boobs and all, right? I don't know. I mean, she is still not subtle, but at least she's not as, like, bad as Pi's design. Pi's design just has, like, no shame at all. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. So, like, the only member of the Twilight Brigade that's, like, really not important at all, I guess, is Sakisaka. And it's, like, weird because Haseo and Shino and Tabby and Ovan all bring up the Twilight Brigade, like, over and over and over again. So it's, like, it's weird that the other person that was part of them isn't there. But you know what? He was kind of, like, fed up with the Twilight Brigade to start with. You know, there was also, like, a time when he was betraying the Twilight Brigade, too, and selling out information about them to Tan, which was, like, Twilight Brigade's, like, rival that was operated by Yada under the guise of another character. Still doesn't make sense at all, because it feels like Yada's just, like, torturing Ovan, but then they, like, make it seem like they're old friends in the GU series, and it's like Roots didn't even happen in some regards. I don't know. I don't know how well the collaboration was on a lot of this stuff for GU's generation, but whatever. So armor break here. I was mentioning the other one about, like, the satisfaction of, like, sound effects when you use your attack. And that armor break there, it looks really cool and everything, but, like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to, like, feel like there's, like, a multiple hit broadsword move that feels satisfying, because it's, like, the whole point of the broadsword is being a slow attack. That one's just, like, looping in a circle and just coming down on it with lightning at the end. I don't know. I'm kind of burnt out. I got 5 more minutes left. What do I talk about for 5 more minutes? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure something else was supposed to happen in this by the end of this video. I think we go fight, no, we did the... Oh, we have mail coming up! Oh, about the best thing in the game! And I use that term loosely, but it's definitely one of the more interesting things that makes .hack.gu feel very much not like a .hack game, and I guess we're going to be seeing that soon, but I don't want to spoil a surprise. Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking to all these people either. I guess I just figured, you know, I didn't really talk to too many people during the regular Let's Play, so it's like, why not? Let's just, you know, it's post-game stuff. It's not too important, so, you know, why not just chat with some people? You get these coupons. I don't know if I ever explained this before, but when you talk with people in the fields for the first time, you get coupons that can be used for discounts at the guild shops, and guild shops are something else I didn't really, like, pay much attention to in the Let's Play. That wasn't my own. I mean, I set up my guild shop and sold stuff at my guild shop and everything like that, but we didn't really shop around too much. We found a cool item that boosted healing abilities, I think, for Adelie way back in Volume 1, but that was about it. It's like I said, you find things in GU just so much more easily that you don't really need to do it. But are you guys ready? Oh, never mind. It's Tabby. Thanks for coming. I was glad that I got to see you. I truly felt this. Isn't the world such a wonderful place? Was I too slow in noticing this? Oh yeah, Haseo, you lost my member address, right? Oh well, I'll give it to you again, but don't lose it this time. I plan on being in the world today, so if there's anything, let me know. Even if there's nothing, let me know too. So I don't know what Tabby's deal is. She's like coming back for like a day. And it's a day right before a big test, apparently, too. So it's like, I don't really understand why it is the way it is here. But, yeah. There's her portrait. So subtle. I mean, I don't know. What do I even say? I feel like someone must have been like, you know what? .hack was good and all, but it didn't have any sex appeal in it. So let's make some characters with some sex appeal. And that's how Pi and Tabby were created. And, you know, every other one, I guess, that has a cleavage just prominently in your face. Dear Haseo, thank you for your regular patronage of the world. We are contacting you to let you know of an event that will be available for a limited time. Marriage! Speaking of sex appeal, marriage, it is a holy ceremony where two people pledge their eternal love for one another. Hypersale is the perfect place for two people, or life partners, to enjoy a moment of happiness. Yes, the crowning ceremony for the arena battles, where bloodlusty players can go after each other and kill each other, is the perfect place for marriage.
Give these feelings to.
So, I think this is the reason why you never got to see Haseo actually admit to Adelaide that he has feelings for her. Because technically we have this in the post game where he can admit he has feelings for anybody. So there is a different little ending skit kind of thing for each and every character. You just have to give them this postcard that's saying, I want to marry you, and, you know, go meet them. So we'll take a look at that. I bet you guys can't guess who I'm gonna ask to marry me. I know, it's... Ugh. The thing is, though, you need their affection level at the maximum before you can send it to them. So that's where the god Chim Chim comes into handy. So if you want to marry anybody in particular and your friendship level isn't at a max, a very quick way to do that is to go to a field that has a god Chim Chim in it, and just having them in the party will boost them up a lot. So that's cool. It's weird too, because I don't think it boosted up that much to start with, but after a few times you do notice like a huge difference. But that's the card, so we'll deal with that at another time. So until next time, guys, take care.